It's your boy Silent Z. Welcome back to another video, and I kind of just want to talk about something because it feels like there's something that's been going on with Marvel Rivals recently, and maybe you can call me crazy, but I feel like that some of the competitive mode matchmaking of it is kind of just crazy right now. So I kind of really want to bring your attention on this because it feels like that nobody or barely any other content creator is talking about this right now. And I can't really say that I am a Marvel Rivals content creator per se. I mean, well, and just because I've been posting a lot of Marvel Rivals content back to back, I'm not like the top content creators, but I'm just somewhere in the middle area. What I really want to talk about for the matchmaking in Marvel Rivals is that I feel like that there's something that's off about it. There's something that feels, it doesn't feel right. Now, normally when I play competitive mode, I always try to, at least for that day specifically, I wanted to get to a specific goal. For example, back when season 0 became a thing, I just wanted to at least get to like gold 3 so I can get the gold Moon Knight skin, which I have eventually ended up doing. But it did take me a while just to get to gold 3. And the thing is, I wasn't even hunting for diamond. I wasn't even hunting for grandmaster. That was literally just, I just wanted to go the extra mile just to get that specific rank. And, you know, back in season 1, it was kind of the same thing where I just wanted to get at least to gold 3 to diamond so I could at least get that, that Invisible Woman outfit, which I did eventually ended up getting. But the problem is now is that I feel like that the Marvel Rivals competitive mode matchmaking system kind of sucks. And not just because of like, well, I'm ass at the game. I mean, let's first things first. Just, I have a Lord Star-Lord, but that doesn't mean I use him in every single game. In fact, it mostly comes down to if my team is willing to play different roles. And mostly 90% of the teams that I'm paired with are either 3 duelists, 1 tank and 2 healers, 4 duelists and 2 healers, 3 healers, 1 duelist and 2 tanks, or essentially just maybe like 5 duelists and 1 healer. That's literally mostly every single team I get. The chance of me getting a well-balanced team with 2 tanks, 2 duelists, and 2 strategists are like at least a good 45%, because it rarely happens most of the time. And here's the thing, I'm fine with, you know, losing. I'm fine with that. I don't really have a problem with losing if I win like 2 games in a row and then I lose one, because you can't expect to win them all, just like Galactica said, even though she drives me crazy every single time when I'm trying to stop the vehicle. But what I'm trying to say is that I feel like that the matchmaking of this has specifically kind of been a bit of an eye catcher recently in the Marvel Rivals community, because I literally just checked out a Twitter post and it claims that people kind of regret on the devs of Marvel Rivals not doing the mid-season reset like they did in the last season. And, you know, a part of me still kind of feels like I think that it's perfectly fine the way it is. But I can understand why a lot of people would feel this way now, especially with there's some kind of inflation going on with GM mode. Or not GM, GM mode. I'm thinking of like WWE 2K games. Like, I'm talking about Grandmaster specifically. And I feel like that the Grandmaster type of rank is really where you kind of just enter a roadblock. Unless if you invite your own friends to play with you for at least a good 6 hours straight, just trying to get to like a one above all or eternity, you can barely solo Grandmaster, in my opinion, especially if you're a console player, because mostly the console players that I usually team up with in this game absolutely suck. And I'm not trying to claim as me being the greatest in the world. I can never be the greatest Marvel Rivals player in the planet. I can never be the #1 Star-Lord. I can never be the #1 Invisible Woman. I can never be the #1 Thor. I'm not trying to be #1. I'm trying to make sure that the teams that I am paired with can just have a good impression on my end and on the other opposition's end, so that way, like, hey, I wouldn't mind, you know, playing with these type of people in the future. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to come off as like egotistical, because I don't like doing that, especially in hero shooters. Because hero shooters, it's a collaborative effort, not just a one-man army. And that's what I feel like that some of these players are doing. They're not respecting their teammates, not because of how bad they're playing, but because they're kind of missing the point on how to play the game. And I swear to you, like, there has to be some type of boosting going on in Marvel Rivals, because literally there will be times where you get paired with somebody who's in the same rank as you, but yet they'll only have like 13 hours on just a specific character. I don't need to have a teammate that goes 45 plus hours on a single character. That just screams, you need to take a shower, bro. I don't even play this game on a daily basis, and even I understand that. Hell, it took me a month and a half just to get to Star-Lord to Lord rank. And that's the worst part. I gotta do it with like Thor, I gotta do it with like Iron Man, like I gotta do it with like the mains that I mostly use at least 85% of the time when I'm playing these matches. And that's the problem. I feel like that there are still some players that just mostly got boosted to get to where they are now. Hell, I literally teamed up with a Lord Thor, and this was when I was going through like a 5 losing streak. And still, like, if you check my Marvel Rivals stats right now, I'm still in a 5 game losing streak in competitive mode. I literally lost Grandmaster 3 in just 3 games. And I'm literally about to lose Diamond 1 in just one more game. That's how crazy, like, that's how you know that I can't really play right now, because if I play another one again, I swear to you, I might break something. I might break another controller. I might probably throw my controller on the goddamn TV. Hell, I probably might break this equipment. I'll probably just like rip everything on the wall. I'll probably rip that poster back out. I would probably just throw all my stuff on the floor. But that's what this game makes me want to do. And like the thing is, like, I persevere and I get mad at games, and I think everybody does. Everybody has their own temper when it comes to games. But I think that the thing is, I get angry like everybody else does, but it's not like I let myself get angry. I just quit. And then there's sometimes, like, I'm gonna straight admit it right now, I sometimes quit during those matches. I do. And it's not because that, you know, like I can't get any kills or and whatnot. It's because like my teammates are basically kind of like the equivalent of you know, the squad from, like, you know, DC. They just love to kill themselves because, or in the game YouTube, I'm so glad I'm so glad that this video is not monetized, because you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna say it. Basically the same thing as like the Suicide Squad. They just like to throw characters. They don't have any sense of terminology, or at least the knowledge of how to use these characters. And here's the thing, I cannot tell you if these people have played more than me, because I would never know. Why would I keep on track on people who plays this game 6 hours a day with no sense of just progress? That's all I want. And plus, if you have a Lord in your team, you know that you're going to be expecting high expectations from that specific individual. And yet they'll literally go like 5 to 9. Hell, I seen a Lord Spidey go through 3 to 9. He only got 3 kills, and probably 2 of them were just assists. It happens, but I think sometimes that it happens too frequently that I just kind of stop caring about it. Because if I'm just gonna keep getting these teammates for literally the entire session when I play Marvel Rivals, I might as well just not play the game at all. That's what I personally feel. And it's not like I want to feel that way, because I love Marvel Rivals. I love this game. Despite its flaws, I love it. It's probably the most invested I've ever been to a hero shooter since, like, I don't know, probably the Overwatch days when it first came out. And even then, I didn't even play it that much. Like, literally, most of the hours I've dedicated into this game is about the same hours that I dedicated in Overwatch. And that's the problem. I feel like that there are more people, more experts in here that claim they know what they're doing, but yet they can literally just go through like 5 to 8. Hell, I've literally had a Scarlet Witch literally go from 9 to 12. How do you do that? like oh my god, like it's like I can't even form coherent thoughts just because of how angry I'm gonna get. But to calm my temper down, I just really want to bring this up because I feel like that there's something going off with the matchmaking system. And I'm so glad that I'm not the only person alone in this. Like, I've seen some articles out there claiming that the Marvel Rivals matchmaking system has kind of just had an influx with the, like, depending on the certain region of, like, you know, the players. Like, let's say it's like I get paired with 50% of the population that gets mostly great teammates every single time, and yet my friend on Marvel Rivals probably gets the exact opposite. But I feel like now I feel like it's kind of like just a double flippy, because there will be some days where I get winning streaks. Hell, when I was in Platinum, I was literally in a 10 winning streak, and I never do that with games. I can never win that much constantly that I have to, like, okay, let me stop right there, because if I keep winning, then my luck is eventually gonna run out. And there were times that I kept there were times where I did lose a couple. But for the most part in Platinum, it's probably the most consistent rank that I've ever been on to get more wins frequently. In Diamond, it took me at least a good week just to get out of Diamond 3. It took me like 4 more days just to get to Diamond 1. And it literally took me at least, what, a good day and a half just to get to Grandmaster? But that's what I'm trying to say, though, is that I feel like that the consistency of these ranks don't add up. They're like, I still don't understand how a person can be a Diamond 1, right? Like, they say they're mostly in the same exact rank as you, and yet they'll only use a character that they only spend, like, what, 15 minutes on. I've literally paired up with a person who only had 18 minutes of Thor and used him for the entire game. And we lost badly. We didn't even get a single point. And I think this was a capture the flag objective. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like, I don't think that these are Diamond players. I think they genuinely got boosted up. I genuinely think that they must have did something just to get to the other ranks. I genuinely think that they're carried. And I'm not trying to point at you as the individual. I'm just saying it in general. I feel like that there's something that's wrong with the matchmaking of Marvel Rivals. Because there's no reason why you have people who are in Grandmaster 3 or in Diamond 1 that play like Bronze 2 players. Or Platinum 1. Or Gold 2. That's what I feel like. They don't really feel like Diamond players. They feel like Gold players. And that's not good. That's not good at all. And literally, there's somebody who invested their time, or like 45 hours on a single character, didn't even use them one time in a match when they could literally use it the most. And maybe there could be some defense in that. Maybe that, okay, well, even if I lose the game, maybe my other teammates won't have such a bad time. But no, that is completely the opposite. I've literally lost like 5 straight games in a row. Again, maybe that can play into the fact that I've been rusty because I haven't really been playing that much. Fine, I can give you that. But there's no reason to think that I can appreciate myself losing at least 3 times. At least 3. But when it's back to back to back to back to back, then we're gonna start having problems, because it feels like I'm not making any progress, and it just feels like I wasted my time when I could be doing so many other things. And I don't like feeling that way. I don't like to feel shitty about that. I really just want to play this game, have fun, and just get to a certain milestone, and that's it. But I feel like that the matchmaking in this game just feels off to me. It doesn't really feel like season 1. And this is only the second half of the season. And the thing is, you don't really see a lot of Human Torches or any things, but you really mostly see Magic players. And yes, I know Magic got buffed, and I don't know why they made her get, I don't know why they gave her a buff, man. Like, she was perfectly fine the way she was. And now I'm most likely going to see all Magic players now in competitive. But that's what I'm trying to say, though. It's that I feel like that there's something going on with the Marvel Rivals matchmaking system in competitive mode, because it feels like something is wrong with it. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but let me know in the comments below. Do you feel what I feel right now? Like, do you think that there's something not quite right with Marvel Rivals matchmaking right now? Because I genuinely think that there is some type of elo hell problem. I think that there is a certain amount of people, including myself, that are constantly getting bad teammates on this specific day, or at least for like a good proportion of their session. And yet the other players who get the end of that stick get more satisfaction on their teams. Maybe they have friends and connections from like their, you know, like their inner circle, which probably is the case. Maybe it's because I think at this point I've been teaming up with so many randoms that it doesn't really matter if I win or lose anymore, because it's basically going to be the same thing. And I haven't even gotten a win yet in competitive mode ever since the second half of the season dropped on a Friday last week, as of me recording this video. So that's really all I have to say. This is basically me doing a rant. I really don't like ranting about stuff like this because, again, it's just a video game, and I know that. But I feel like that there's just something that's just not right about it. And I'm glad I'm not the only one who's feeling this way. I'm so glad that there are other people out there who are kind of just experiencing the same elo hell problem that I am right now. But let me know in the comments below, do you think that my rant was completely valid? Was it like a valid crash out? Or do you think I just suck and it's a skill issue? It could be a skill issue. I don't know. Like I said, I don't claim myself to be the greatest in this game. I don't. But at some point, there's gotta be like a question of what in the hell is going on? And I feel like that's what I'm feeling right now. And I'm glad there's a lot of other people who are feeling like this. But hey, I digress. Anyway, I'ma sign off. Like, share, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you won't miss out on any future videos. This is your boy Silent Z. I'll catch you later.